All right, so here we have an interesting project I just finished up. This is a little Intech Dawn travel trailer. And you can see there are 2 deployable solar arrays. The client provided these as well as the solar generator. These are nice little units. They're basically like a flexible solar panel with a thin aluminum frame. They fold up. They have an MC4 connection on the back. There's no charge controller, so you need to provide that. They come with like a padded case that zips up and a big pocket on the front for all of the wiring. I'll have a link in the description if you're interested in checking these out. I believe they're 450 watts each. Right, so we have 900 watts right here on the ground. The cables run to some ports that I installed on the side. These are called XT60s. And the solar suitcase comes with this adapter to go from the solar connectors to small Anderson. I think this is what the Goal Zero uses, or the Jackery, but I opted to use these because in this side compartment we have our Bluetti APEX 300, which I think is a newer solar generator, and again the client provided this. And the native solar connection is the XT60, so I just used this harness to go from here to there and make it simple. Right, and so the interesting thing about this build, this project, is that it's primarily running through this Bluetti. The solar runs through the Bluetti. You can charge the Bluetti via a Shore connection, 15 amp Shore, which I'm doing here. It does a bunch of other things as well, but how we have it set up is the APEX 300 outputs current through a 30 amp AC connection. It does have a Bluetooth monitor. You can see we're only at like 80 watts of solar, but our AC input is, you know, off the 15 amp connection. And so inside, that thing provides power to the existing DC battery bank. And so what the client gets now is the ability to remove this big unit and use it in her home, and then use it as a reserve battery for her adventures in this travel trailer. Over here I installed this kind of manual transfer switch / lockout box, and so when this double pole breaker is on, the Bluetti is running power through here out into the stock AC breaker panel, and then providing electric to all of the 120 outlets. It's also powering 2 battery chargers. So the original converter, which has a lithium function on it, and we changed that to the lithium, but it's non-programmable. And then over here we have a Victron IP22 30 amp battery charger, which is programmable and has a Bluetooth connection. And so that runs as well. So when it's plugged in through the Bluetti, we're getting that power flowing to the battery. When it's plugged into shore power and there's no Bluetti inside, we can just turn that off, slide that over, and turn that DIN rail on, and then power will flow through the original shore connection, which could be a 30 amp, even though it probably won't draw that. Supply power to the outlets, power both battery chargers, and then we'll get DC power. We did swap in this Epoch 300 amp hour essential battery, which has an internal heater, it has a Bluetooth connection. The original 100 amp hour Relion battery that was in here had fallen asleep and was unable to wake up, so it's on its way back to Relion. Now, the biggest load draw in this travel trailer is this new OutEquipPro 12 volt AC unit. And I took out the Dometic Penguin and popped this one in. Check out my other install video for that. But the client wanted this air conditioner in here so she could do more off-grid camping. I also had to put in a new thermostat for the Suburban heater, which I placed right here. The original Dometic thermostat controlled the heater and the air conditioner, but is now just not not functional. It's basically just covering a hole over here. So that was a big upgrade as far as efficiency goes, as far as cooling goes, as far as sound goes, and also as far as weight goes, because the original Penguin was very heavy. Another thing that I did over here was install a few small bus bars. There were a lot of different stock circuits, and I was going to be adding one for the air conditioner, one for the IP22, and then I also wanted to put in a main battery switch, which was not there either. The cable just ran unprotected from the original battery to all of the loads. There is one switch installed in here, and that was up here, but again, there were a lot of different circuits that were connected directly to the battery, and so this switch wouldn't turn those off. I also added a Smartshunt down there too, so when the Bluetti is separate from this system, somebody can still log in on their smartphone and check current flow on the battery. The Epoch battery also has a battery monitor in it, but I've found that it's nice to have two, so that if one starts to drift, we can rely on the other one to sort of give us a better idea. The air conditioner is fitted with a 60 amp breaker over here. I really should have an 80 amp breaker. That's what the manual calls for, and I probably will swap that out before the client picks it up. But these EGIS breakers are pretty nice, and they function as a switch too, so if something does go haywire with the AC, we can disconnect it and be safe about it. Another thing I did was install this Sirocco fan. This is a nice little 12 volt fan, a couple different modes. It's very quiet, it's low power consumption. You can touch the fins without hurting yourself. You can also swivel this all around, right? So she'll be able to turn this and kind of, you know, get cool with the fan while she's over here cooking. You could also turn it and face the window and exhaust stuff if for some reason you needed to do that. Locks in place. Another thing I did too was just kind of separate the lid here into three pieces. I would have done it very differently because I had trouble getting the little end piece to mount. You can see I had to kind of block it out there, which doesn't look the best, but it works. I would have made each lid a little smaller and then have this extend out a little bit more so it could mount and be more stable. And then also put some magnets on the wall and add a piano hinge. There's a little spacer so that if you need to get in here, the lids can stay up for you.